Welcome to the Japji Sahib Podcast. In this episode, we'll be covering the 23rd stanza, blessed to us by Guru Nanak Dev Ji. In this episode, we'll be looking at what it means not to exist anymore. It's quite the opposite of most of us, what we are trying to achieve, trying to become something or a someone in this world, trying to have this deep embedded identity. But Guru Nanak here is saying the opposite. Let's get straight into it. But first, let's say a fateh to preacher and sing Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So, jumping straight in, first line Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying is Saalaahee Saalaahi, eti surat na paiya. So when we look at this word Salah, Salah means to praise, and then as you can hear that ha is very subtle in the breath as we say that word. But when we look at the first word, it's saying Saalaahee. So it's talking about a group of devotees that come together to sit together. As I'm sure some of you do, you get together with your friends, your sangat, and you have discussions about Guru's Bani, talk about the wonder of this creation and Vaheguru. And that's what this is referring to, that we're coming together, the Saalaahis, the ones that come together and praise, and then Saalaahee, to praise. But what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying is that even though you come to do that and you come to praise that one in whatever manner that may be. Let's take an example. We were just discussing earlier, just randomly threw it at you, and we had a quick Google as well, which is if we just took something like the whole rain cycle of how that works, that system that is being created by that creator and the nature, how it all kind of works, and it's quite, when you really think about it, it's when that water starts to evaporate with the sun, and as it leaves the sea, it leaves the salt behind. So when it goes and forms the clouds and it falls, and it's falling then as fresh water. See, that's something we could discuss, and we've discovered that, well, not me and you personally, right? And but we know that, right? So it's something that it's been discovered. We get that, right? It's a system. It works like that. So it can be one of our reasons for praising God and saying, oh, look great, look how that works, look at that system. And then that's our form of praise. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, just because now you know that, because there are some people, they're of this belief, they say that the more and more you discover of how everything is working, and the more it's then expanding your brain and your understanding and intellect, and basically that's what it means to be immersed and be in Naam. But as you know in your life as well, just to put it into perspective, I don't know, what did you study at uni?
Aeronautical engineering.
Well, there you go.
And then I did a master's as well in renewable energy systems.
Well, there you go. It doesn't get any more technical than that, and the amount of knowledge you must have had to gain and how hard you must have had to work to understand all of that. All right, so now a question to you. Whilst even doing that degree and coming to know more and more, and what you're getting to know is just how everything, so many different things are working, a part of this creation. Was that then a guaranteed way of you now just being blissed out and not feeling frustrated or not having one of those 5 thieves rob you senseless? And now, even now, having all that knowledge, is that it? Are you complete? Do you feel just at anand?
No.
No,
No.
it didn't work like that.
It didn't work. Not for me. It might work for someone, but
God.
yeah, it was about passing the exams,
Yes.
getting through.
And it's crazy because even I hear certain people and they are saying that, well, yeah, the more you know and the more you expand your brain and the more you are, then just, that's what it's about. But Guru Nanak saying the opposite of that, saying eti surt na paiya, meaning that, all right, you know everything you learnt in your degree, aeronautical, what's that right? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I didn't say it wrong.
Aeronautical.
Nautical.
That's with a Scottish accent.
Okay, all right. So hopefully with my Birmingham, with my Birmingham accent, I did all right there. So that doesn't mean you was able to then capture everything of that one. Yeah, it was just a part of how things work. Yeah, but just because you know how certain things work, that's not what is gonna allow you necessarily to feel that true internal bliss. But so Guru Nanak Dev Ji then goes on to saying, Nadeeaa Ate Vaah, Samund Na Janiye. This is so interesting, amazing. What Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, so Nadeeaa, Nadi is a river, and then Vaah is a stream, which is just a narrower river. And I know some people have then just said, well, the river here represents this, the stream represents this. But I think it's just, for me, I think it's just a way of poetry and just describing these rivers and the streams, meaning there's you, there's me, you might be a river, you might know a little bit more. I might be the stream, don't know as much as you, because let me tell you about the degree that I did at uni. Wait, why are you laughing?
Well, I know your life story.
All right, okay. I didn't quite go to university. So
did you do your A levels?
Yes, I did do my A levels. It took me an extra year. Okay, so they didn't really want me back after the first year. All right. And but if you know the right people in the right places, I managed to get myself back in. And then I didn't do so great, and so university wasn't an option really for me. So on the stream, obviously.
You became like a very successful gas engineer for many years, so that tied you over till you came into this field.
Yeah, this field. Absolutely. All right, but we'll still go with you being the river, I'm the stream, okay, in this example here, because it fits, okay? So, Nadeeaa Ate Vaah. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying you cannot capture everything within your potential and level of understanding or your level of consciousness, meaning just what you can capture of God. It's not possible. Right? You can't capture everything of that one. And even if you did get to know and understand lots and lots and lots and lots, it doesn't mean that you then came to know the nature of that one. And the nature of that one is Vaah. That's what Guru Nanak Dev Ji's told us. Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying that the nature of that one is just Vaah. It's ascharj. It's just this, when you've touched something that is way beyond, then this body just expresses in that sound. Yeah? So it's a sound that just comes through. It might not always even just come through the mouth, but it's just your whole being is just in Vaah. And that's what Guru Amar Das Ji talks about, that Vaho karte sada anand hove meri maaye. And this is so beautiful because then they're saying that Vaho, Vaho, Kartiyan, Har Syo live lie. That I've now just live here can be translated to this connection. And I've got this deep connection with Har, with that one, with Vaheguru. And my whole being is just saying Vah, Vah. So, and that's what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying here, that you're the river, I'm the stream. Yeah, you know how much ever you know, I know how much ever I know. We've not been able to yet, but we've not touched the essence. We've not touched that Vah. Which is, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking about my kids, and, you know, going through so much tuition, working so hard, so many hours, doing so many hours at school, doing everything that they are doing. Yeah, so I had a moment of just thinking, oh my God, that, yeah, of course, great. Like, this could definitely help them to have maybe potentially a simpler or easier life in regards to where they are concerned financially, or the options of life could be broader to them. But again, it's just for the sake of earning. It's just for the sake of feeding this body, having a shelter. That's all for that. But say if whilst we're doing that, whilst in the process of like pushing them, the education, the whole tuitions, the you know, and it ends up being stress because one of our sons, he has been getting quite stressed out, feeling overwhelmed. I've got so much work to do. You know, he's going to school as well. He's only 9, and then, but Guru Nanak saying, actually, the potential of a human birth was that you can experience Anand. And I was thinking, well, we're potentially missing out on that Ananda now. And then even in the future, even when they get this, whatever they can get to at the end of all of that education, we don't want it to be that we've forgotten about the actual bliss and reaching the essence of God's nature. Not just knowing a bit more about how it works, how nature works, right? But you've not actually touched the nature of God. And so I had a bit of a scary moment then in my head. And it was a bit of a wake-up call to say, don't forget what the potential of a human being actually is. And that's what it means to even take on a guru, that the gurus are reminding us that you don't forget this. No? So yeah. And I'm sure so many of you listening to this could relate to that. We keep thinking that we're going to get our kids to this, we're going to now get our kids to that, but don't forget, even right now is life with your kids as well. Those of you that can relate and that have got children, don't keep thinking, I need to teach them this to get them to there, I need to teach them this to get them to there. Everything always becomes about tomorrow, the next moment, or the next year. Then you've got your 11 plus, and then you're going to have your GCSEs, and then you're going to have your... It's a never ending. Keep thinking that it's somewhere. But वहाँ तो जाइए जो यहाँ ना होए. That you go there to get something if it's not already here. But the essence of that one is already here. So whilst whatever process we're going through, not to not do that, but not to forget what life is really about. And that's to experience the nature of God, which is bliss. So then here Guru Nanak is saying that Nadeeaa Ate Vaah. Yes, you cannot, just because you know so much or you can't know everything, And that's not what is gonna help you experience the nature of God. But once you then Bhavehe Samund, but if that river just continues to flow and nothing comes in its way to block it, and it's allowed to just continue flowing, it will eventually find that ocean, and then it will just Bhavehe, it will fall or emerge and just flow into that ocean. And then what will happen to that nadi, which it would have had its own identity and its own name, then what happens is na janiye. It won't be known, because now it's only the ocean. So if you just, you're the university kid, we've established that, and just name me a river.
The River Don.
The river what?
Don.
Is that a river?
It is, yeah. It's right next to where I grew up in Aberdeen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The River Don.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay. Definitely never heard that. I'll tell you a story about geography. And so when I was going to do my geography GCSE, my geography teacher told me not to come to sit the exam. And I said, why? He said, there's no point. You've not been to enough lessons. Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense me asking you that question. Yeah. So there's the River Don doing its thing, right? But then it goes and merges with the ocean. Now, if I say to you, spot it, show me where River Don is, you ain't going to be able to show me, are you? It's gone. Yeah. So Guru Nanak said, but this is what you can do as a human being. And this is what Guru Nanak's wishes for all of us. This is where we can go, is instead we can merge back in and just let go. Yeah. Whilst doing the process of life, whilst doing everything, learning everything, doing whatever we need to do, yeah. But at the same time, from inside, we're not thinking that I need to know a bit more, I need to say a bit more, and then I will be okay, and then I will get there. But it's just knowing, learning these things just for our means of living and survival. But from inside, I can just flow into that ocean, that river, and just let go of everything that's stopping me. And one of the things that are stopping us, just like Guru Amar Das Ji tells us that, when Sacha Naam Mera Adaro, Sach Naam Adar Mera, Jin Bhukhan Sab Gawaiyan, Kar Shant Sukh Man Aye Vasya, Jin Ichha Sab Pujaiyan. When all our ichhavan, all our ichhas, meaning desires, once jadon pujaiya means that now we come to realize that. So what does desire mean? Desire means I'm in this illusion thinking I'm only going to feel complete if I get that. Nothing wrong with you having a desire to get something, conscious desire. You're conscious, and then you use that energy to obtain something. But there's no illusion in the mind that only then I'm going to be complete. Yeah. You can obtain something for whatever purpose, but there's no illusion there. Yeah. And that's what it means that jin ichha sab pujaiyan. Now all your desires have been fulfilled, but doesn't mean you've gotten everything you wanted. It just means you realize now that I don't need to get that to be complete. Yeah. So when here, that's what Guru Sahib is saying, is allow yourself to flow and touch the essence of what you are from inside and know that you are bliss and you are already complete. So when people say, nowadays you hear this a lot in this whole new age type of, I don't know what to call it, stuff that is thrown out, that you are complete, you know, you are everything. But I often think, are they actually saying it in its true essence? Like, what does that even mean? Yeah, when somebody says that to someone, do they mean that at the core level, that you are that roop, that form of Vaheguru? But you can't just say that to someone and then not get there. You can't be stuck in your ego and just say, you're already complete. But if you're stuck in your ego, no, you're not complete. You're just stuck somewhere. Yeah, so you're actually far from it. You're very incomplete. Yeah, living a very narrow-minded, tunnel-visioned life. Yeah, but what Guru's saying is that when you let go of that illusion, that the ichha, and I get this and then this, and I get this and then, Guru's saying, let yourself flow and know. Let go of that. Let go of all of that. And when can you do that?
No.
That's it. I know.
I think people say that not in that context that you were saying. They're saying that, like, however you are, whatever your behaviors are, whatever you wear, whatever your opinions are, your beliefs, your practices, your, you know, what you identify as, it's cool. But what they might not realize, and this is a generalization, but there is something in us that is complete.
Yes.
But we have to flow back
there.
Yeah,
we have to flow back there.
Yeah, so that's kind of it's quite funny, I guess.
It's almost the opposite of what the Guru's saying.
Yeah.
Because they're saying that your current identity is complete.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah. The Guru's saying, na janiye, forget your so-called identity. Allow the light to come through you.
Remember, is it the third body, Gava ko Vidya? Yeah, Vikam Vichar, isn't it? Some people do, through devotion, enjoy finding out things about the creation, and that is a level of flowing. But then they enjoy the creator through the act. So even your children, you were talking about them, and they could actually like study and find a way of enjoying the creator and being in Anand whilst living in the world.
Yep, and that's what we're saying is, like, whatever we're doing, whatever the process is, if it is the education, it's something, even you're learning something difficult, because here Vikam means difficult. But don't forget then to allow that task to get you to that internal flow of experiencing bliss in that moment. You know? Because otherwise our whole life is going to pass and we're not going to get there.
Maybe this Bhakti fits in as well nicely.
Yeah. Haath paun kar kaam sab cheet niranjan naal. So, and that's literally that. No matter what you're doing in life with your hands and feet, so you're carrying on with your life, and this is quite, so there's a bit of a story behind this.
Yeah. And
we may have gone through this in the past somewhere. So I think this is it, where it starts from. We might as well share it. Where Bhagat Tarlochan Ji comes to meet Bhagat Naam Dev Ji, and expecting to meet, he's heard a lot about Bhagat Naam Dev Ji. He's heard that Bhagat Naam Dev Ji has had that blessed vision of the Creator in so many different ways and forms, through different experiences, through he's come to realize the form and the formless. he's gone through all this amazing journey. He's now become this known Bhagat devotee. So when Bhagat Lochan is traveling on his way to meet Bhagat Naam Dev Ji, he's got this thought in his mind, this image in his mind. He's going to come and meet somebody that's just sat there with his legs crossed and probably with some beads in his hands and with his eyes closed and maybe even his eyes rolled up a little bit, looking a certain way. But as he has turned up, he's shocked to see that actually this Bhagat seems to be, and he's saying Nama, it's a question. So he says, Nama, Maya Mohaya. So he's asking him the question. He's saying, have you been enticed by this illusion, this game? What are you doing? And Keeree Tul Na Hove-ee, he's saying, the friend, his devotee friend is saying, what's happened here? And then he's saying, Gahe chipo ho chaile. He's saying, so if we look at the next line, he's saying, what are you doing? Because Bhagat Naam Dev Ji came from a family, a lineage of where their work was, they used to print designs onto material, and then that used to get sewn for people to wear, or whatever that was then made into a duvet or something. So he basically had a printing business, print onto material. So he says, Gahe cheapo ho chaile, because what are you doing putting all these designs on material? Like, you're meant to be this devotee sat there in meditation. And then he says, Ram na labo ho cheet, like he's so concerned, saying, why aren't you meditating on the name of God with your consciousness? Why aren't you immersed? But thinking it must look like something. And then Bhagat Naam Dev Ji then replies, saying, Nama Keeree Tul Na Hove-ee, saying, listen Tarlochan, Mukte Ram Samal. Make sure that you always have a Ram, that one that is immersed in everything, upon your tongue. And having that one upon your tongue can mean actually saying the name of that one, but deeper than that, meaning whatever you speak, and however you speak to someone is coming from that one. Yeah. And then saying that, look, heart, I can be using my hands, bow, and my feet, garkam sab, to get done all the tasks that need to be done. So going back then to my children, whilst they are studying in that moment, or then for us as well, we're quite fortunate.
We are.
We've got an actual job that I was saying to somebody yesterday, to a Gorpa yesterday, to a brother, and saying that I feel so fortunate that I'm getting this opportunity to sit down and share some of what I've learnt throughout my time about Gurbani. And I said, I tell you, the reason why I feel fortunate is that I'm being put into a situation where it's making sure I don't forget my Guru. Because I'm having to constantly remember back to what my own learning, and then I'm having to now pass that learning on. It's forcing me to make sure I don't forget my own Guru, because you can become quite passive and certain things, but it's really making me contemplate my Guru again and then share that with others. So we're in quite a fortunate situation, and the work that we get to do.
Hanji.
So Jeet Niranjan Naal, it's all about, are you still able to in that moment remain immersed in the remembrance of that one? And what that means is that there's no illusion anymore that you need to get somewhere, that to be in a better place. Practically, if I do this, if I earn this, I might be able to get access to better, healthier food, potentially, for some reason or another, in today's world, the way things work, the healthier the food is, the more expensive it is to get hold of, and the more heavily processed something is, the cheaper it is to get. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Which I think they are important conversations for our community as Sikhs to start having with Sangat, So that Jeet Niranjan Nal is so important. I might know within my mind that yes, I have to do this just to make sure I've got a roof, I've got food, I've got clothes, but I'm in no illusion that that's what's going to help me experience Anand.
Yeah.
Anand is available now.
And for, anyone younger, doing your homework.
Yeah.
Trying to study for an exam. It's all within that. And, the Jodhe, the warriors would have went to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and said, I fought that battle. And Guru Gobind Singh said, Vaah mera put shabash, you did an amazing job. And then Bhai Kanhaiya Ji would go and Guru Gobind Singh Ji would say, well done, you served them, here's some medicine, give it to them. And then somebody else would go to Guru Gobind Singh Ji and say, I didn't even know there was a war going on. I was just sitting in my room doing Bhakti. And Guru Gobind Singh would say, carry on. It doesn't really matter what we do.
Yes.
Stay in the river and flow towards the ocean and let go of your ego.
So then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Samund Saah Sultaan Girha Seti Mal Tan. Here, if we just look at the words first, here Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying the Shah is the king, the Sultan is the emperor, and then Girha means is the mountain, and then we've got the Samund, which is the ocean, the Mal, which Mal can literally mean things, or here it could mean property, and the Tan is the wealth. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, even if there are kings or emperors that have so much wealth and property that amounts up to oceans and mountains, but then they say, Keeree Tul Na Hove-ee, je tis man hona visara. They're saying, but actually, those kings, just because they've got all of those things, Guru Nanak saying that they're not even equal even to an Keeree, to an ant. Tul means equivalent or equal, and then Keeree is the ant here. Jetis, if that ant doesn't let go of Jetis manhuna visare, the remembrance of that one, being in the bliss of that one, because that's what it's really all about. It's not about what you end up accumulating, because you're still poor if you still think, I still yet need more. वो ਤਾਂ ਗਰੀਬ ਆ ਬੰਦਾ, ਜੇ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਾੜਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੱਲੇ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਨਾ ਲੰਘ ਜਾਵੇ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਹੀ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਅੱਗੇ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ. So that person is living in poverty even if they've got a mountain filled of wealth, or mountain worth of wealth, but they're still thinking, I hope that person doesn't pass me in wealth. They're living in that fear, and because of that fear, that makes them poor at heart. And so in that way, Maharaj is saying the true person that is rich is, even if somebody's a Keeree, even if somebody hasn't got nowhere near as much as that, they don't know how, the degree that you did, I'm going to attempt to say it again. They don't know how, they don't know about all of these calculations, aeronautical. Yeah, they don't know all of these calculations. They don't know all of that. But so in a sense, they're like a Keeree, right? And they're this small little ant. But one thing they've got is they've got the remembrance of Vaheguru. They've got Anand inside. But what does that even mean? it's those people that are not going to cause distress and problems to this world because they're already complete from inside. They are now only going to be of a giving nature. Somebody that doesn't feel that completeness yet, they are still going to be trying to rob others of as much as they can. They are still going to be living out of that fear. I don't want them to get ahead or go past me. They still are going to want to be living and wanting to get more and more, and it doesn't matter what it takes to get there. They are the true danger to this world. The ones that have that within their minds, that power that they want to hold on to remain above everybody else. They're going to cause the most distress to this world. But not the Keeree, not the person that might not have anything, might not have all of that knowledge, but they're complete from inside. So now all they're going to do is, if they look at somebody else, they're just going to say, how can I help you to be at more peace? And that's why there's no one equivalent to that person on this planet. That's why then the Guru said, Sev Kiti Santokhi. Jini Sacho Sachate, the ones that have meditated on that true, on the true essence of who they are, and when they have reached that completeness of Jin, because now Kar Shant, they're at peace. Kar Shant, Sukh, they found that Sukh, they found that bliss. Kar Shant, Sukh, Man, Aaye, Vasya, Jin Ichha, Sab Pujaiyan, they're not in that illusion anymore. So now naturally, Sev Kiti Santokhi. So they're Santokh, they're content. All they're doing is they're serving. Each word that they speak, they're serving with that word. Every time they stop and listen to someone, they are serving through that listening. There is no now self-intent of wanting to grow more or rob more, take more. Because they're Sev Kiti Santokhi. Jini Sacho Sach Te Aaya. That's what it means to be the Keeree. That's what it means to be that ant. So who do you want to be?
Ant.
It's a no-brainer.
Ant-Man.
So let's try and be that. Let's try and somehow flow back to our core, to our essence. And then let's turn up in this world as that ocean, as that Sumurat Bhagavan. We don't need to be known as that so-called identity or status. Instead, somebody should be looking and saying, wow, that's just literally God acting through that vessel. That's what it means, na janiye. It's just Vaheguru left. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.